Well, good morning. Welcome to Thoughts Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Wolak. I'm here each and every day at 8 a.m., and we get to explore this thing called life together. So I've been here for a few days in Denver, Colorado, and I've been experiencing my beautiful granddaughter. And the thing that came up to me today is, and I wrote that in the comments, is the more you push against something, the more it will push back. And that is really evident with a child, especially a 3-year-old, is that when you're pushing against what they want, they're pushing back. And in other words, we're creating conflict immediately. And so the idea is, how do you be with someone? How do you be with people? How do you be with life and be able to go with it? How do you move with it gently, easily? How do you find a way to accomplish what you want without pushing against people? Because what we've been taught to push against things. We've been taught that we must compete, we must win. And that goes against the nature of life. And it's like in dealing with relationships, I talk about this all the time, is I'm not one that believes in compromise. Because in a relationship that's based on compromise, both people lose. Because that's what compromise means. It means someone gives up something, the other person gives up something, and we get to, we'll come to a way where we can move on, but we both walk away underneath in our deep subconscious losing. I like to look at things, and I like to go with the idea of, how do we collaborate? And sometimes it's just one person doing the collaboration. The other person may not even realize that collaboration is happening. But collaboration is that thing where you find a way where both people win. And in order to find a way where both people win, you've got to be able to see that there's not one right way. There's not one right way to do something. There are infinite ways to do something, and we have to let go of our attachment to how we see things turning out, how we see things playing out. And we have to let go that it has to be the way we want it. Because as long as we believe that life has to play out the way we want it, we're going to be in conflict. We're not going to be really happy with things. And I'm going to tell you, the thing that I've learned with a child, a 3-year-old granddaughter, is that you better be really flexible, because their mind goes in so many different directions. You can't even begin to understand where they're going to come from. And so flexibility is such a key thing. But it's not just with a 3-year-old, it's with life itself. Look at your lives and go to your day and see, where could I have been more flexible? Where could I have been more flexible? And so I could have had a different experience. Where was your rigidity? You like that word, rigidity? Where was your rigidity? How did it serve you? Did it cause you joy? Did it cause you inner peace? Did it cause you harmony? Or did your rigidity cause you a lot of pain, suffering? And see, that's the key thing. You got to let that go. You got to let that go, because that doesn't serve at all. And you see, that's the whole idea. What I'm trying to talk to you about is you got to be in the flow with life. And when you're in the flow with life, you move with it, you groove with it. But here's the key thing. You're always authentic in it. You don't ever be inauthentic. You must be yourself. The key thing is, here's what I understand as well. Most people don't know who they are. How can you be yourself if you haven't figured that out? And that's the job of life. Who am I? What is my authentic self? How do I be my authentic self? That's where the work is. That's what we teach at Agape. That's what we work on at Agape. Every moment of every day, it's about that. And what we do is we use practical spiritual tools, meditation, affirmations, gratitude, visualization, forgiveness. We use those tools to free ourselves so that we can be in the moment. Because when we're in the moment, the past is let go and we're free to be the new us. But if you're stuck in the past, if you haven't done your forgiveness work and you're stuck in the past and the past owns you, guess what? You're screwed. You're screwed to have the same thing happen over and over and over again. And is that what you want? And let me tell you, folks, it's your choice. It's always your choice whether what you bring forward with you into this day. So wherever you are today, here in Denver, it's 7 o'clock. On the East Coast, it's 8 o'clock. No, it's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. In Texas, it's 8 o'clock. You get to choose what you bring in. This is what you get to choose. You get to choose. Do I bring in the past? Do I bring in all the crap from yesterday? Or do I just start afresh? Or bringing all the good from yesterday. Start off being so grateful for the stuff that happened. We went to a Polish restaurant, my favorite Polish restaurant here last night. The 5 of us, my wife, my granddaughter, my 2 sons, and it was magnificent. I got pierogies. I had the potato and cheese pierogies, and then I had the sauerkraut and mushroom pierogies, and then Uta. Uta is the chef at Cracovia, and she is just this magnificent chef from Germany. And she brought me and let me have mushroom gravy for mine. Oh, and her mushroom gravy was so good. And so I said, Uta, I don't see you often because I live in Dallas. I said, how do I make your mushroom gravy? You know what? I asked, and guess what? She told me. And then she gave me some of the secret spice ingredient until I got some. So I'm going forward this day saying I'm a better chef than I was because I now have a recipe for mushroom gravy. Here's a key thing that I'm trying to teach my granddaughter. I'm going to give you this little tip before I sign off today. You got to learn to ask. Most people don't know how to ask. They demand. They hold within and think that the other person should be able to read their mind. And guess what? That doesn't work. When you really want something, you ask for it. And you ask from a place that you know that the other person must give to you some of their energy in order to fulfill your asking. So you ask in deep gratitude, because for a person to give you some of their energy, that's the best they got. That's better than money. Energy is better than money because that's what money represents, isn't it? Money represents energy. That's all it is. It's an exchange of energy that we and humans have done. So that's what I want to just say today. Ask for what you want when you want it. And when someone brings you what you ask for, you be so grateful. Fill your heart and know that when someone asks you, and it's possible, give. Always the law of circulation is always going on. Always going on. And you get to have it constipated or you get to have it free flowing. So with that, I'm going to say, hey, today's a zoo day. I got to take my granddaughter to the zoo this afternoon. So we're going to have fun exploring all these animals. I don't know what it's going to be, but my boys are taking off for the next, 30 hours. So we're going to have just the baby to ourselves. Oh, who knows what magnificence is going to happen. And let me tell you, when you've got a 3-year-old, you're sleeping good. So I can ramble on, but let me tell you this. I love you. I accept you as you are. So you go be responsible and create your perfect day. Until tomorrow, everyone, aloha.